If you've ever wondered as a master cyclist how quickly you can see progression from your training, from specific training sessions. So let's take my favorite. Once a week hill reps. How quickly will I see a training adaptation from doing that specifically each week and putting in progression? I'll talk about how to progress your training sessions in a second, but to answer this question quickly, it takes about 8, 9, maybe 10 weeks to really see a change in your fitness from being specific with your training. A common problem I see with cyclists who aren't coaches, they start on one focus. So let's say again, hill reps, do it a couple of weeks and then get a bit bored. And then they go and do some shorter, harder efforts with their mates on a Tuesday and they get a bit bored of that and then don't do very much. And then they go, oh, I better start my hill reps again. So they're only ever really just getting to a level and then dropping off, losing interest, getting to a level and dropping off, losing interest. And this is where I see master cyclists saying, well, I just don't get any better as I get older. There are lots of ways you can see progression in your training. Let's stick with hill reps because it's easy to visualize. Let's say you're doing 3 times 8-minute threshold efforts. That's your first set. And then next time you come to it, you could do 3 times 10 minutes. You could progress it by shortening the recovery. So the very first time you did 3 times 8 minutes, you drop down nice and steady. But the second time you come to it and you still do 3 times 8 minutes, you drop down quicker, half your recovery time and go again. Other ways to progress is to increase your power in those repetitions. So let's say you started your hill reps at 3 times 8 minutes at 300 watts consistently through each one. And by the end of the 8-week period, you're confidently putting out 4 times 10 to 12 minute repetitions at 315 watts on a consistent basis. A lot of people, when they get older, they drop off that focus with their training and they kind of like have a little focus and back off. That's not quality driven enough, and it's the reason why they're getting slower and they're not staying strong on their bikes. Now, I get it. If you don't want to and you just want to ride your bike and be steady, riding everywhere, crack on. But don't think the reason why you are getting slower is because you've got older. The reason why most people get slower and can't ride hills effectively and look a bit more out of shape is because they're just not being consistent and working on progression enough. Same thing as we did when we were younger. We need to work at it if we want to hold on to it. And this is why I created Velo, because I wanted to show and help master cyclists hitting 40, 45 and up the way, but they don't have to accept that as they get older, things start to deteriorate. That's why I created the Instagram accounts and all the YouTube stuff to give people advice. If you found this video helpful, hit like and maybe drop me a follow.